Hey everyone, Wyduck here, this time with Game 1 of a Best of 5 series from the final of the Lake Charles Scion Esports Thanksgiving Open 2013. And this time on Yeonsu, we've got spawning in the top right as the Purple Terran, representing Complexity Gaming, we've got QXC. There we go. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom left, also has a Terran, but this time red, representing IVD Gaming, we've got Apocalypse. So Apocalypse is coming from South Korea, generally plays on the North American ladder, and QXC is from the United States. Now this tournament is taking place in Louisiana, or did take place in Louisiana on December the 14th of 2013. And these replays just got uploaded, so I wanted to cast them. And it looks like Apocalypse is going to be opening up with that barracks opening, so no 14cc on the low ground sort of play. QXC, on the other hand, is going for Refinery first. Strange positioning of this SCV, and the barracks will be placed here. Interesting that QXC did not opt to put the barracks here to block off the entrance into his base, as this can really stop, scouting SCVs and Marines and things like that. And it's just a really safe play. If there's a rush or something like that, it also prevents units from going in directly. But what do I know? I'm not a pro gamer. And it looks like Apocalypse is going to be going for double barracks, and the positioning of the second barracks is also very strange. Not close to the first one, but very south of the first one. So this is an interesting. Now it looks like we are going to be getting a scouting SCV from QXC, but he won't be able to see very much because this barracks is just totally blocking this ramp. So this SCV is going to... Oh, no! It's not blocked off, and it looks like the supply depot is going to block it off now, but this SCV should be able to scout out exactly what's going on in Apocalypse base. He should be able to see that second barracks. Yes, QXC is going to be able to confirm the positioning of that second barracks, and since he sees that first Reaper, he knows that Apocalypse, or he should be, it should be reasonably safe to assume that Apocalypse is going for a heavy Reaper harass build. Now here on Yeonsu, it's quite effective because to get up into this main base, you can actually just hop up on this ledge and go up here. So you can access the main base from the lowest point of the map. But we do have Marauders coming out as well as Hellions to counteract this. And I think Apocalypse is really rethinking about the Reaper harass. Yeah, he's going to be putting down a reactor and Tech Lab instead, as well as getting Command Center. So he's just going to be satisfied with the two Reapers. Once QXC spotted that second barracks, I think it would have been very dangerous for Apocalypse to continue just producing solely Reapers. Now these two Reapers are going to pick away at this Hellion. And the Hellion is going to have to withdraw. Now there is a Marauder and a Marine here. Now you have to remember, none of these units regenerate except for the Reapers. So in theory, if Apocalypse just shoots them once in a while and then goes back to regenerate, he might be able to pick off a few units for free. Now, these Reapers are going to be able to get away and regenerate, and this Reaper might go back to the main to get repaired. I think that's a wise choice. Yes, it will get repaired. We do have Stimpack on the way for Apocalypse, but we do have a starport on the way for QXC, so could he be going for drops, or just going... Yeah, probably going for drops, or just wanting to get that medevac to heal up his units. So it looks like the Reapers are still annoying QXC. They're not letting QXC get much reprieve. And it looks like these three Hellions will be able to destroy all the Reapers. So both Reapers do go down. And now those very annoying Reapers are not going to be able to scout or harass for Apocalypse. And now it may be time for QXC to push across the map. He is now very close to Apocalypse side of the map, but there is a bunker here full of Marines, and Hellions are not that strong, and it looks like this Hellion will get repaired. Very interesting. A lot of Hellions and lots of Marauders. No Marines in this composition. Yes, and it will be a medevac coming out as well as a Hellion. So QXC, I think, is going to be going for a very crucial timing here. And if he's able to destroy this bunker, I think he'll be in a very good position to win the game. Because even though there's a lot of Marines here in the back for Apocalypse, you do have to remember, if those Hellions get really good shots straight through the Marines will not last very long. Now, behind this, we do have actually a Banshee coming out for QXC. And, oh no, Apocalypse does not know what is happening here. It looks like the Hellions will get dropped here. And there isn't actually vision for Apocalypse. He cannot actually see this little area. It's actually grayed out. And by the time he notices, everything will be already on the high ground. And it looks like that SCV will be joining the fray as well, building a bunker. And these SCVs are going to pull back, but those Hellions with so much splash damage able to destroy all those SCVs, killing 12 miners up to this point. That's amazing. The Marines are stimming in here, able to pick off a lot of those Marauders and Hellions, able to destroy that SCV as well. But that was quite a substantial loss of SCVs for Apocalypse. So I think QXC is slightly ahead currently, and we still have this medevac full of units to contend with. So Apocalypse is not out of the is not in the clear just as of yet. QXC is being very aggressive. He's researching cloaking technology as well, and still producing double Hellions. And he's going for the drop again, able to focus down on even more SCVs, able to kill 3 more at that main. The refinery will go down, it looks like. Not a vital structure, but still it takes up minerals to construct. And it looks like the supply depot may be next on that list. But QXC is going to pick up and boost away as the Marines are stimming to reinforce this position. At the same time, Apocalypse is going to be attacking the natural. There are no defenses here. And now these SCVs are basically, well, they were defenseless. Now the Hellions come to their rescue. These Hellions able to get a lot of splash damage done. And the Marines will get cleaned up, or at least burnt up. So Apocalypse retaliating by taking down 5 SCVs of QXC's, but QXC was able to repel that attack, and now QXC has built almost a 15 or 20 supply advantage over his Red Terran opponent. And once again, we do have another drop at the main base of Apocalypse. It looks like the missile turret was able to scare away that medevac at least a little bit, but there's still 2 Marauders and 2 Hellions here doing significant damage. And there's only 2 Marines in the back here, able to pick off one of those Hellions. That is quite substantial. But can they pick off the rest? The SCVs are going to rush in here, try and provide a buffer for those Marines. At the same time, Apocalypse is going to go for a counterattack at that natural. There are no medevacs, and there is no scan available, so these Banshees will be able to fire quite freely, and all those Marines will get cleaned up. QXC has a 40 supply advantage. I think QXC has this wrapped up, basically. You'd have to have a colossal failure here to lose the game, and I don't think that's going to happen. Apocalypse is still cranking out Marines as fast as he can, but remember, he's lost so many Marines and SCVs, 23 in total, so he's very far behind economically. The supplies tell you that he's very behind, but he's still hanging in there. But with no medevacs to heal up these Marines, they're very fragile. And it looks like this Banshee will be harassing the natural as well. They are going to step in here, focus down on this Banshee. Will the Banshee escape? Yes, 4 life left. Very unfortunate for Apocalypse, not able to pick off that Banshee. And as time goes on, I think QXC is going to get more and more comfortable and more ahead. He's built a 40 supply advantage, and he's got a lot of Hellions. I mean, we've got 9 Hellions here, 2 more on the way, so that's 11 Hellions on the map right now. And I think a head-on confrontation, I think the Hellions would be able to burn through this mass of Marines quite easily, even without the Blue Flame. But we do have Blue Flame being researched. It's about 40% done for QXC. And it looks like the Banshee will be coming in here again, but it will get picked off. No, it won't. Yes, it will. It cloaks for just a few seconds. The scan is put down, and immediately it is destroyed. So Apocalypse finally getting his factory up, and also putting up that refinery back up that was destroyed earlier in the game. Apocalypse is still fighting, putting up a starport now, but he's down by 40 supply, and now these Hellions have been able to pick off that Marine, and Blue Flame is almost finished as well, less than 10 seconds. Once that Blue Flame finishes, I think Apocalypse will throw in the towel. I don't think Oh, here's the blue flame. Is he going to throw in the towel? No, he is going to charge forward. There are 2 Marauders here, so those Marauders do not take extra damage from that blue flame. Then QXC is trying to back off here because you have to remember Apocalypse does have the high ground sight and advantage, but it looks like a lot of those Marines will get burnt up quite easily, and now with only 2 Marauders left, that last Marauder will be destroyed in conjunction with that Banshee. Then QXC has now built a 60 supply advantage over his Terran opponent. Apocalypse is getting ready for that counterattack. And we do have Sea Stanks and Vikings waiting around. QXC is being quite passive, in my opinion, considering he knows that Apocalypse doesn't have that much. And here is another confrontation. The Hellions able to destroy a couple Marines. And the Hellions are looking for an entryway into here. If he's able to get to the access to the SCVs will get cleaned up quite quickly. So Apocalypse has to protect his SCVs at all costs. He's already very far behind, but it looks like 4 Hellions are going to be able to get into that main base, eating up a lot of those SCVs. A lot of SCVs are falling right now. 29 SCVs killed in total. It looks like that medevac will pick up the rest of those Hellions and retreat once again. Now, at the middle of the map, QXC's Hellions have been whittled down quite a bit. Only 2 remaining. And that supply advantage is still sitting at 60, but Apocalypse is quite stable. Now, obviously, as a player, you don't know exactly what is going on for your opponent. If you could see the supplies of your opponent, I think QXC would just go all in and try and kill his opponent outright. Instead, he's playing it safely. He is constructing his 3rd command center behind this. He's got a fleet of 5 Vikings as well. Maybe to counteract these 3 medevacs, Apocalypse is going to try to drop, it looks like. He has control of the southern Zelnaga tower, but we've got quite a few units on the right side of the map. I think they will spot these 3 medevacs at some point. Yes, and yes, this patrolling Hellion will be able to see the 3 medevacs. The Vikings will be moving into position, focusing down, able to pick off one of the medevacs. Yes, 3 Marines caught inside. And so Apocalypse drop did not work. And now he's going to have to confront all these Hellions and Vikings. The Vikings have been able to focus down. Now all the medevacs have been destroyed. All the Hellions are getting focused down by Apocalypse. Apocalypse is fighting here valiantly. Only 4 Marauders left. No medevacs to heal. And it looks like these Marauders will not survive as these Hellions are very quick. And it looks like this one lone Marauder over here able to kill another fleeing Marauder. At the same time, we do have a small drop at that 3rd base. 5 Marines are stimming, able to deal some economic damage to Apocalypse, killing a few more SCVs. But QXC has a 70 supply advantage over Apocalypse. I think he just needs to go in there for the killing blow. Now, Apocalypse does have his 3rd base upgrading to a orbital command. And the Hellions are looking for a potential 3rd base, but there is no 3rd base here. At the same time, we do have a drop once again, but it will be repelled back by the Hellions. We have a confrontation in the middle map. The stimmed Marines are chasing the Hellions. Unfortunately, the Hellions are still faster than the stimmed Marines. The Marines are going to get chewed up by all those flamethrowers. And it looks like a lot of the armies by both players are going to be destroyed. But if you take a look at Apocalypse's army, look at the supplies. I keep harping on this, but he's down by 70 supply. And with missile turrets going up at that 3rd base, I don't think Apocalypse is going to be able to drop in the future anymore. The Vikings are moving in for the kill. There's 1 Marine in there. Bye-bye Marine and medevac. Was that a fuselage? I don't know, but it fell down there by that rock. But that was a pretty epic explosion. Now Apocalypse is going to be able to start mining from his 3rd base. But QXC has a huge supply advantage. He has +2 weapons for his mech, and he's getting +3 weapons as well. We have 1-1 upgrades for Apocalypse, and I think this will be the final confrontation. The tanks are providing a lot of support, even not being in siege mode. The Marines are stimming and trying to kite, but you can't kite against Hellions because Hellions are just so fast, and the Hellions are going to be able to chase down this army. Apocalypse army will be totally evaporated. There's only 2 Marauders left. They've now been totally destroyed. The tanks are providing a lot of attack in the back. There is no army left. Apocalypse is going to tap out. So QXC is going to win game 1 of this best of 5. Very interesting. Now remember, This tournament is not a huge tournament, but the top prize is $2,000 US, so it's not nothing. It's quite substantial. So I'll be interested to see what happens in Game 2 because, hey, TVT mirror matchups are always interesting. And QXC was able to take Game 1, like I said. Let's head over to Game 2 to see if Apocalypse can stabilize or if QXC is going to have a very big lead.